Hello everyone, it's me again, GW Fan the Softcore Brony, welcoming you back to Let's Play Philly Fantasy 6. Oh, there he is. I was like, wait, there was a guy here who had some information that I neglected last time, but, yeah, let's see what he has to say now. He has a couple things to talk about, basically where stuff is, because stuff is in a at least slightly different location than it used to be. We got Naish, which apparently Pinkie Pie was bothering the candy, guy, what is it, cotton candy guy, or something, because I don't know why Naish is pink. Anyway, didn't, the friend of Zecora say something about, Zecora moving over by Naish again? Maybe we'll check that out. Belts, which is over here. It actually has a cave on it now, which makes, finding the battles you want a little bit easier. More on that later. I'm not going to go there, like, right today, but... And then Appaloosa. Specifically, Fort Appaloosa. Which is now on a little island all by itself. Anyway, I still need to be cautious of running in... Get down the stairs! I still need to be cautious of running into Chrysalis while I'm flying around, but it's not really too big a deal, especially if your levels are not a multiple of 5, because she'll start off the battle casting level 5 Doom. Now, let me see. Other things that I want to do. See that little island way down there in the lower right corner? That's where Rainbow Falls is now. I'm going to go over that way as opposed to the little islands right below me. Immediately, I'll go there later. This is Rainbow Falls now. Yeah, now kind of off by itself, way down here. And it does have, well, technically some new equipment, though nothing I'm particularly interested in. Yeah, it has this stuff again, as well as the race-based armors, if you still need them. I will, again, buy these eventually, at least maybe some of them, for various purposes, but... Otherwise, we do have some new equipment here. Fine Brush, which we already have because we found it. And then we also have the Water, Wind, and Earth Rod. And I realize I might have only mentioned it in passing before, but we can actually use these as items, and actually going into a bit more detail, because we could use the Fire, Ice, and Wind, or not Wind, Thunder Rods as items as well, and they do work a little differently than, well, tradition, because when you do use them, you cast a spell of their respective element, usually the level 2 variation. In this case, it's the basic elemental spells, but it's very different from normal because 1, it ignores reflect, and 2, it also ignores defense, so it's actually much stronger than a regular spell, though I think it does still account for your character's basic magic abilities. So if you buy a lot of these, this could be really useful. And at this point in the game, you cannot buy the Fire, Ice, and Thunder elemental rods. It was that way in the original game as well. Although we can actually get them from one specific monster that's in Naish, because it's been overrun by monsters and you can't buy stuff there anymore. But yeah, there's a monster there that has those 3 rods as a drop, a steal, and a rare steal, respectively, oddly enough. So we can get that, and then these here. And then the Ninja Star, which is the next upgrade of throwing weapons for Fluttershy. I probably am going to sell the old shurikens eventually. This has been nerfed a little bit. It had, I believe, a base power of 132, and I think it has a base power of like 100 in this game, so a little weaker, but not too bad. We can also trade these in at the Coliseum for the much more powerful Tack Star, which also has been nerfed a bit. And apparently we can trade in the Tack Star for the Comet Ring as well, which I didn't even think about. I've never even bothered to try trading in the Tack Star, but trading in the Ninja Stars is a little bit harder than it was in the original game. I'll be doing that eventually. Oh, you know what I should have done while I'm still back there in Baltimore? I should have checked out the desert real quick. Oh well. A little later. Yeah, we can buy apple pies and cider mugs here, although you don't need to buy cider mugs here because of a certain monster outside. Oh yeah, and super potions too. Yeah, but yeah, because of a certain monster outside. And oh, you know what? I forgot, there's a shop on the airship now too, which is unique to this mod. You don't usually have a shop in the on it in the original game, at least on this ship. Here we get all this stuff again: Pegasus, Earth, and Unicorn rings, as well as the weaker Gale Band, Mana Bangle, and Stamina ring. Just buy these if you're gonna go with these, or if you really want these. They're upgraded versions. And then this is the only place in the world to buy the Sneak Ring and Thief Shoe if you absolutely need them. I only have one of these. Huh, that's odd. I usually have 2 of these by now. Weird. I thought I had at least 2 of those, but, well, doesn't matter. Anyhow, nothing else, too much else to do around here. I'll talk to... Oh, yeah? Well, she won't, directly, but... Oh, really? Yeah, I'll talk to some of you guys later. But another thing I do want to talk about are some of the monsters that are around here, or 2 of them specifically, because they're kind of significant. Hopefully not running into Chrysalis while I'm flying around here. Over here in the grass and also in the forest, you can find an enemy called Suzaku, formerly known as the Harpy. It's essentially exactly the same as the Firebird or Harpy around the grass by the Coliseum, except that has a lot more HP. But it's notable because you can steal cider mugs from it, so there's no need to buy them there. And also has a rare cider jug steal, which is a full MP restoration item, so that could be really useful. And then out here in the dirt, I guess I also should at least mention there's a monster that previously was called Prussian, but now is called Black Bear in this game. He does not allow Scootaloo to learn the ability Landslide, unlike the original. Now it has a physical skill called Bear Hug, which is just 4 times normal damage. It's nothing interesting now, so yeah, that enemy's not interesting anymore. Yeah, as long as I should have done this already, but yeah, we have the desert over here, and I do want to fight in it real quick just to show off a monster that is a little important. Dash, I don't want you to learn magic yet. I still need you for stuff. There it is. It's like, where's the stealth? I don't think you can learn anything with any of your other equipment, right? You're not equipped with anything else you could learn stuff with? No. Okay, good. So I still need you for the Coliseum real quick. So out here in the desert, we can fight sandworms, or whatever. I don't care about you. I'm just going to run from you. He does hurt a lot. Oh yeah, Luna, you're in the front without a shield. Because I was worried because I had you set up for Chrysalis. Good grief. But I'm looking for a particular monster. Get back. In fact, equip a shield real quick. I'll put you... Oh, there it is. It's like, where'd the splint go? Yeah, equip a shield real quick, because I don't want to get killed off in one shot by that stupid sandworm. It was a very common and almost the only monster out here in the desert. Get into a fight! Yeah, what I'm really looking for is the Cactar. Don't hit anybody, please. Oh, someone's dead. Thank you for not being Luna. But yeah, I can hit this guy. This guy has super high evasion, defense, and magic evasion. You can basically only kill him with something that ignores evasion and defense, like Pummel there. He'll give you 10 magic points, so he's actually a great way for grinding out Espers, which is actually something I'm not going to ban this time. I might actually use this guy, since he doesn't give 100 magic points like he did in Pony Fantasy, which actually did some weird things with some of them anyway. But he'll, well, I guess we get moisturizers from him, which prevents, or which heals Petrify, and then we also get 10,000 bits, which is notable. Anyway, let's get on the ship, since there are some things I can show off. Now, in the original game, you only had this guy here that we can, you know, unequip party members with. We also now have someone we can buy items from, including the Apple Pie and Cider Mug and Zebra Potion, and also the rename card for some reason. So you can easily get these for, well, relatively cheap, I suppose. So that's there, especially if you want to get more Marvel shoes. Although I can't get that quite efficiently just yet. Otherwise, we also have the free healing, so there's no purpose to ends anywhere. We only have 4 party members right now, so technically we can't change the party, but if you do go to Discord's tower and then leave, you'll have only Dash in your party, so you can choose your party like that right now if you so choose. But Anyway, other things that I want to do is I want to go to Nash, which is actually... Well, no, you know what? Since I'm in the neighborhood, let's just go here. I was going to do this last, but we have Solitary Island where we started the game. There's the monsters, some monsters here that I do want to point out real quick. I could fight the Black Dragon, but I'm just going to run from him if I do. I think I pointed these guys out before, but I said that they had some rare steals. These guys, the Peepers and the Earth Guard. They have, well, the Peepers have cupcakes as... Jerks, stop doing stuff. Oh. Yeah, they have cupcakes as a rare steal, so you could get a lot of those from them. And the Earth Guard, what is it in this game? I think it's, is it just cake? Well, anyway, whatever the Mega Elixir is in this game, full HP and MP restoration to all party members. So that's there from the Earth Guard there if you really need it. And now, well, Hope is alive because I decided to keep her alive. You're welcome. That's all we get out of that. Regardless of whether you save her, when you come back here and go to the beach, well, besides the bird, and you can actually catch fish again for no apparent reason. But, there's a Magicite here now. Surprise! And Surprise, actually, it's a gimmicky Esper that Celestia could abuse because it lets everybody use dive without equipment. So if you have, for example, a dash equipped with just the flight suit, you can dive multiple times. It's also the only way Scootaloo can jump in the air and make use of the flight suit if you so want to, but... Yeah, Surprise is a bit different in this game than it was in the original. For one thing, it gives a speed boost. It did not before. This is unique to this Esper, and I want to use it specifically for Pinkie Pie, believe it or not. You'll see why eventually. But otherwise, it teaches actually mostly stuff I don't care about except for Stop. So that does teach us at a good rate, as well as Bolt 3, which is, well, formerly unique to one other Esper, but not anymore. There's actually a couple ones that'll specifically, well, this one and that other one will now have it. But, see, do I want you to use this? You're still, yeah, because I have you learning, oh, I have you learning the Death Spell from him. Why am I not having you learn it from Moondancer? I must have had Luna learning that, but, yeah, let's have you learn Surprise since you've got nothing better to do right now, and plus it teaches Warp at a really high rate anyway. I guess I could give you Thunderbolt, but I have this on you just in case I fight Chrysalis. And yeah, you can catch the fish if you want, but you can't do anything with them. Anyway, oops. Didn't realize what side of the... I can't go down! Didn't realize what side of the house I was on. Anyway, let's head over to Nash. Let's see. There's Nash right there, this little pink thing. There's interesting monsters to fight there, but I'm not going to fight them just yet. But over here near Nash, we see this weird little formation of trees that are in the shape of a plus sign or a cross. And if you walk into them, there's a house. Whoa! Zecora! Actually, this is kind of funny because in the original game, they basically just used a recolor of the character of Bannon to represent this character. So it's totally, well, perfect that Zecora's here instead. Huh? Something doesn't seem right there, Zecora. What happened there? Yeah, you're not rhyming. And you're being kind of kooky. Oh yeah, you were kind of at the Empire when the whole floating continent thing happened, weren't you? I forgot about that. Oh. Okay. So you got kind of loopy? Oh. Okay. Oh, really? Kind of funny how you know this move, but okay. Come! Let us fight! So that you can, well, learn this fighting technique. Shake your tail! And this takes a little while. It just kind of looks silly at first, really. Especially when they start going into overdrive. Learning techniques on the roof. That's a new one. And we get the Eclipse, formerly known as the Bum Rush in the original game. This is the ultimate Alicorn ability. We actually skipped any other Alicorn ability she doesn't know yet. Yeah, it's a very high base power, ignores defense, and in this mod it is physical, just like all the rest of, well, most of the rest of Luna's skills. It's also the most difficult to utilize, basically being the Zangief spinning pile driver, starting from the left there. Although it's not as difficult to do as executing Zangief's pile driver in the midst of a frickin' fight, but yeah, normally, well, in the original game, I think you could learn this at like, I think like level 70 or 80, something ridiculous like that. So it was kind of nice you could get it like right now, but in this mod, you can actually learn it at level 50, oddly enough. As far as the other two abilities go, we can learn these at level 33 and 42, respectively, but I'm probably not even going to get... I'm never going to be high enough level to get this one, and I'm probably not going to get this one until the final dungeon anyway, so this is essentially what we've got. This is... Well, use this instead of Pummel. It's a way more powerful version of Pummel, basically. Although, not quite as strong as it was in the original because it's physical-based now, but still very, very good. I'll show it off later. And other things that we want to do, in fact, I'm actually going to be trading in Dash's spear again if I don't end up running into Chrysalis. I want to run over here. I'm going to ignore this house for now. I want to look at this forest right here, because this is kind of a unique area that I believe fans have basically dubbed Jurassic Park. And Dash, yeah, get rid of your Thunderbolt. I don't want you to learn anything potentially here. Because while we're here, we can run into dinosaurs! And I would like to note that there is one specific fight here that is guaranteed to be a pincer attack, or no, side attack, wait. Well, the one where the enemies surround you, whichever, whether it's the pincer or the side attack, whatever. But yeah, it's guaranteed to be even if you have a back guard on. So, you know what, let's save state real quick just in case I get into that fight. And I got into that fight, wow. Hang on a sec. I'd rather not, deal with that right now, so let me get to... Uh-oh, a different fight? Well, crud. Well, that's not gonna work out at all, because these guys are stupidly strong. Ow. Well, anyway, let's, come back here in just a moment. Can I not get into a side attack this time? Thank you. Run away! Because this guy can hit you really, really freaking hard. I mean, not that hard like that, but Bite is almost guaranteed to kill you. And he also has a really nasty attack called Meteor. Not Meteo in this one, but Meteor, which is... Well, actually, that was a magic attack in the original game, but Meteo was a really... Well, it was a powerful ability, but it had a really high miss rate. And in this game, it is a, well, it was in the original too, but a multi-target, non-elemental magic attack that ignores defense. And that is important because that's the ability you get if you have Scootaloo idolize that guy. And it's very, very powerful. It's more powerful than, like, Bolt 3, or Fire 3, or Ice 3, against most random encounter monsters, even barring, or even including elemental weaknesses because of the defense ignoring properties. So yeah, against most monsters, and even, well, just single target monsters for that matter, crazy enough. I don't think it suffers some split damage, actually. But yeah, very, very powerful. You also can get a ton of experience points from those guys, and there's another monster out here called the Brontosaur that you could meet that's even stronger. I wouldn't recommend fighting him right now. Regarding that Tyrannosaur, in the original game, I think he was affected by sleep, but he's not in this mod. He's not really affected by much of any status effect, so defeating him is going to be a little bit more difficult, especially since he can use the Meteor spell. So, otherwise, I guess the only other thing I want to do right now, after saving after that nonsense, is come back here real quick, because I did redo the Cactar fight and got some more money and all that. And also, since I got surprised before going to the Cactar, she now knows Bolt 3, so that's nice, I suppose. I don't really care about much of anything else you can learn right now. But here we have the Fanatics Tower. Huh. Wow, look at these guys. They're kind of kooky. Say, that one there, right there, looks kind of familiar. Huh. Strange. I could almost swear that looked like Rarity. But it couldn't be. Really? Why did they think of him? Well, anyway. Cult of Discord, huh? Something wondrous, eh? Yeah, this is a very unique dungeon. In fact, somewhat, nefarious dungeon, if you will. A lot of people don't like this dungeon because you can only use magic here. For 10,000, or no, 100,000 bits. I don't have that much money right now. Do I? Oh, that's a lot more expensive than I was expecting it to be. But yeah, he'll give us some information that actually I don't even think is terribly useful. Technically it's useful, but I think it's also difficult to discern. I forget what exactly it is, but but I didn't listen! Anyway. Yeah, there's actually, well, very interesting random encounters here, because they also can only use magic, and you can't meet any of them on the belt either, except for one particular random encounter who's really good for, well, technically really good for Scootaloo, particularly, or rather, only if you miss the Dark Behemoth. But I was planning on paying for this, but I didn't realize it was 100,000 bits, so... Huh. Anyway, last time I bought some stuff, including the Golden Claws. That was really convenient. And I'm planning to go back to the Coliseum in another bonus episode next time on Let's Play Philly Fantasy 6. Arrivederci.